Hey everybody, my name is Mark Ellert, and today I have some story time for you. But before I start my story, I do want to say that this has trigger warnings in it. For those of you that have post-traumatic stress or have endured trauma at some point in their life, this has trigger warnings. But that being said, for those of you that don't know me, I'm a suicide survivor. And today I'm going to talk to you about how on September 12th, 2004, at the age of 19, I attempted suicide by putting a gun to my head. I came from an interesting background. I had a lot of insecurities, a lot of fear of abandonment and rejection. I didn't know how to talk to people about my problems because I already felt so unloved. I felt like they wouldn't want to hear about my problems. It would give them more reason to want to leave me. I also wasn't sure if I was right for feeling that way. I felt like I was being sensitive and overreacting. I didn't know how to talk to people about my problems. In September of 2004, I was dealing with a lot. I was under a lot of stress and I was really struggling with some things in my life. I felt like my whole world was just falling apart around me and I wasn't sure what to do about it. That's when me and my significant other, the girl that I was dating at the time, went on a camping trip in Wisconsin with two of our mutual friends. On this camping trip, a few things happened that made me feel really uneasy. I felt ostracized and unwelcome there, and I didn't know how to talk to them about it or ask what was happening. Because I felt ostracized, I wanted to remove myself from the situation. I just stayed quiet. I shut down a lot and kept to myself, hoping that they would notice I wasn't my normal, outgoing, fun-loving self. But that didn't seem to help. So that's when I took it to the next step. I wanted to show them I was not doing well. I started showing signs of self-harm and self-mutilation. But that also didn't help. No one seemed to notice. And that's when we got back to Illinois, at my girlfriend's house where all of our cars were parked. And her ex-boyfriend was there waiting for her. Apparently, they had been talking and he was planning on spending some time living with her. And I had a really hard time processing this. It made me feel unloved and rejected all over again. Resurrected a lot of feelings of abandonment. I really didn't know how to handle it. So driving home, I was really having a hard time processing the series of events that had taken place. I wasn't sure what to do about it. That's when I got this mental image just flash in my mind. My biological mom's handgun. I had known my biological mom the majority of my life, but I had just recently, within that year, been in contact with her and we were living together. She owned a handgun and I knew exactly where it was. The second I got that mental image of that gun in my head, I had this instant feeling of euphoria. I didn't know why. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, or why it felt like an answer, but something about it just felt right. That's when I got home and I was on autopilot. I mindlessly just walked to my bedroom, dropped off my backpack, picked up my mom's gun, and started walking down the street. I had no idea where I was going. I had no idea what I was doing. I was mindlessly walking down the street, hysterically laughing to myself. And that's when I got to my destination. I found myself at the local park. And after standing there for a few minutes, I started asking myself, what am I doing here? Why am I here? I looked down at the gun in my hand, said, this is why you're here. That's when I stopped laughing to myself, and the sincerity of what I was about to do finally dawned on me. Whew, and it made me want to step back for a minute, and I really asked myself, what are you doing here? Why are you doing this? But that mental high started slipping. I stopped laughing to myself, and I felt lost and abandoned all over again. My head was spinning, and I didn't know what to do or how to handle my situation. When I had that plan, when I felt like I had an idea, I felt like I had a mental high. It just felt right to me. So with no hesitation, I pressed the gun against my head and I pulled the trigger. The next day, I was found by a gentleman walking through the park and I was taken to the hospital. I was really thankful that doctors were able to keep me alive. I was in a coma for a period of time, and when I came out of the coma, I had to accept the fact that the bullet entered my right temple, exited the left side of my face. It completely severed my optic nerves, which has now left me completely blind for the rest of my life. But that's a small price to pay for the things I had done and the choice that I had made. But despite everything that I've been through, I'm really grateful to still be here, because that day, I was not trying to take my life. I was trying to do something really big and really monumental to show people that I was not doing well. I was trying to get a reaction from people. I wanted them to think about the choices they have made and feel bad for the way that they are treating me. But that's why I'm making this video. That's why I'm sharing my history with you. It's because I don't want anyone to have to carry the guilt and the regret that I carry with me daily. I really encourage anyone out there who's struggling with things to be open about it and talk about your problems. I encourage you to reach out to the world and let them know how you're feeling, because you don't have to blame yourself. It's not your fault. I don't want you to be embarrassed about it. After everything that I've been through, I've been able to learn how to love myself and manage my mental health. I've been going to therapy now for the last 16 years, and I have a great support system. It's been doing great for me. I've learned how to love myself and be happy and prosperous. If I can do this, anyone can. Again, I really don't want anyone to struggle the way that I did for so long. That's why I encourage you to reach out to the world and talk to people about your problems. Because if I can do that, anyone can. Thank you for tuning in today, everyone. Thank you for listening. My name is Mark Ellert. Make good choices, and I'll catch you on the flip side.